Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are continuing our journey, and my standing on the waypoint here has attracted the attention of a couple of beetles. Luckily my golem is doing a pretty good job of just holding them off. And we are really tanky because we can actually tank this. But no more. Have yourselves a totem and we are gonna cause the darkness. Yes. We are indeed going to cause the darkness. Fist Reflect, I don't think we truly care about that. It's level 47 area. If I remember correctly, starting from level 48, we will start encountering new essences. Curious about that. This is an old favorite though. That's the Totem Hammer Smash Thingamajig. Thank you for the Essence of Contempt. I think that's actually one of the very first ones we got. So I believe we are ready to take on the Vaal Oversoul, the actuals of Act 2. We are really rather tanky. We have maxed out elemental resistances. We don't have any point of chaos resist yet. That's unfortunately something we don't have yet, but no, it's only negative 20 and there's not a lot of chaos resist. We have a lot of regen, so for now we can get away with it. Chaos resist doesn't really become important until Merciless. And a little bit of digging, and there is a essence that will start dropping from maps onwards that gives you chaos resistance or chaos damage. So we will be able to essence craft ourselves a decent set of chaos resistance gear. So I'm very happy that I read that, because that means we will be able to max out chaos resist for a change. Let's see, Searing Bond. Yeah, we'll boost it. Nearly 3000 DPS, but pretty darn decent. So let's see how convoluted the map layout is, or just how unlucky I am with the layout. Kind of goes hand in hand. So you really are not having a good day. Getting attacked by 3 totems at the same time. Technically we have a 4th totem in the Decoy Totem, but no, it's not one that I'm gonna use a lot, but maybe against those really dodgy monsters that just wanna run around rather than stay next to you. Having a Decoy Totem next to a Righteous Fire Totem, not a bad idea, because the Decoy Totem will hold its attention, and then of course Righteous Fire burns them down pretty darn quickly. Once we get the Tukohama Herald of War Ascendancy Keystone Thingamajig, we of course will be able to use the Shockwave Totem as a taunting mechanism, because it will get a 20% chance to taunt whatever it attacks or whatever it hits. And now you can boost its attack speed and things like that in order to make sure that it will hit quite often. And if you have a 20% chance to hit stuff and you attack twice a second, within a few seconds you will hit stuff and you will taunt stuff. And then it's not going anywhere anymore either. So the build will, I anticipate that the build will gain a bit more consistency and some clearing speed once we actually get that upgrade, because that is a key part of the build. And until then I am just pleasantly surprised by how well things are working out. That's a big guy. Yeah. Whoosh. It's also at that point where it doesn't really where we actually can use the maximum duration of the Righteous Fire Totem, because right now we have less duration on it, which boosts the damage but lowers the duration that it stands for. And the whole reason behind that is that it's gotta burn itself out before the duration has passed. So we might as well just reduce the duration even further in order to boost its damage output, so it's more effective. If it stops burning itself out because it becomes fire immune, then of course we no longer need to do that. So, well, even until later on, we will have just a bunch of options for the builds. And we will be experimenting with things. Hello there, the Catalyst gets ourselves a Vaal Orb. Thematically appropriate, though not really all that useful. So I might be underutilizing Vaal Orbs as a currency. I don't really use them all that often. Hello there, you Chaos Snakes. Push. Yes. You guys. Push, push, push. Yeah. Let's stick to the bottom here. Just to make sure that we really clear every edge rather than having to backtrack here after we are done clearing the rest of the area. Yeah, this way we can know for sure that there's nothing down here. Oh wait, there was something over there. There was something over there. Nose. Maps or minimap layouts more specifically. Minimap layouts are really hard to read, especially these older areas. I wonder if it's just an intentional part of the game's difficulty. You know, the game isn't difficult enough. Let's just make the minimap hard to read. Okay, so this entire bit, it looks like it's a bridge or something, but it actually isn't. So we walked here for nothing. Too bad. Well, I guess it's better to backtrack and not find something than think you have checked everything and half write a bug report like I got a broken level and then decide like then figure out like yeah, no, maybe there was this one edge of the map, and there we are. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. We have uncovered the ancient seal, and then we can just walk away out.
Forgive me. I have opened the way to Kitava, father of corruption.
And there we go.
You there. Let me bend your ear.
Vegan. Well, there's a strong box that's way too close, so we're gonna open this one first. And we'll just burn things down pretty quickly. Ew. Yes. Ah, how cute. We got a flame totem. Okay. Dummies. Okay, we can do with dummies. Here. Totem, totem, totem. Totem, totem, totem. Just to refresh them a little bit. Yeah, we got him. 16 to 5. I think this is my lowest score yet. But still, it's the dummies. I don't know. They're more of a snooze fest than actually interesting. It's variety, of course, but it's now like, yeah, I got to do the totems. Well, I'm besting him in combat. Sometimes he is surprisingly sturdy. Always, but sometimes he might have like an interesting layout, especially if you're playing an energy shield build that is not going Zealot's Oath, or a occasional glacier build that's not Zealot's Oath. Then if he just manages to set you on fire or deal some kind of consistent damage, then he's actually pretty decent at just whittling you down to a lower life total. If I remember correctly, we have to kill the unique snake that's on this level, the Tailsinger. So there's a ghost there, and it possessed something. Tailsinger possessed. Oh, speaking of the devil snake, something. Then we're gonna get a lot of loot. Oh yeah, good. So I had that one correctly in my mind. That's good. It's always good if you remember something correctly. Let's see if we put the apex puzzle piece in the bottom here. And we can just get out. Good, good. And there's an essence just to the side as well. Hello, Ghost. Mr. Grumpy. Oh no, you turned off the light. Yes. Put those to the side, put them next to each other. And we continue. Travel to the den. Well, no, I cannot go to the den. We are gonna cause the darkness. Solve the darkness, I mean. Not cause it, we already did that. Check, done. Ready to go home. So are there any obvious other bosses that we have to kill? Kill these uniques, 3 out of 8. But cool, that's gonna be later. Spine Snap, that's gonna be later as well. Soulmorn, we bypassed that one. And Thistle Sage, I think that's later as well. Triskariaki is obviously one we wanna kill. Yeah, no, we'll just do them if we naturally encounter them. Otherwise, not gonna make a big point out of it either. No, I'll just backtrack in between episodes. It's nice to specifically go for like a Soulmorn or something as a warm up before I start recording. It's always nice to do a little bit of content. Of course, I've got the daily master missions. But most of the time they're more of a snooze fest than actually relevant because they're always so low level. But we have made it through. Let's go here. Hello, bears. How are you today? Okay, we got a little fork in the road. Potentially, okay, not a very definitive fork in the road. At some point the road does split for a little bit. And on the one hand we get a unique drop pair, the other hand I don't think we get really anything all that interesting. Level 51. 2 more levels until we can use Empire's Grasp. Hey, let's see, where were we? So last time we went for Mortal Conviction to round out the blood magic. We grabbed our life note back. And I believe we have grabbed most of the important bits. So for now I want to boost my regen a little bit. That's going to be the next 2 points just to work upwards to combat stamina. Grab some armor, some life regen. Some extra life even here. Just to become even more tanky. And after that we are gonna work on a little bit of chaos resistance actually. So up in the tree there's a wheel with some life regen, of some life and some chaos resistance. And it's a pretty nice one to grab at this point in time. Oh, like that. Hello there, Phantom Cultists. Yay, there is the dropper. So. Of course, no, we put the thing next to it. Yeah. Whoosh. That was a drop there. Devourer. Okay. Whoosh. And there is the other ones. Good. So currently we have a Flammability leveling, but we are not applying it with anything yet. Might repurpose the flame totem a little bit to apply it, but no. For now, I'm content with just the added bonus damage that we are doing with it, and we'll see. Once we have the Empire's Grasp, we need to recolor that one anyway. That might be a good time to pay some attention to that and experiment a little. Bunch of things that need to die. Oh, are you yellow? You're white. Okay. And no one. Nothing. Seriously. Usually you get at least like 1 armor scrap or something along those lines. This is highly disappointing. Okay. Slightly more tough mobs, so decided it was decent to put a Righteous Fire Totem here. It's easier to deal with than Shockwave Totems. And we have arrived at the waypoint. I think it's going to be useful to make at least a quick town stop, empty our pockets, and then we will continue and go after the Vaal Oversoul. I think that might be a good destination for this episode. Defeat the boss. Wrap up Act 2. And then next episode we will have Act 3. So, you, and just put a beamy somewhere. A standard pattern that I have by now, just attack totem, and then the Searing Bond. It's just a bit of extra damage and maybe something to just catch the mobs that you missed at first. You might replace one of the attack totems then with a Searing Bond, of course, to make it slightly more specific. So, let's see. I really like that we are tanky enough that we can just wade through. Okay, you get a Decoy Totem. We got 100 life regen, which at this point is pretty decent. Now we've coupled that with, how high is our armor? 2800. So average damage reduction against the average typical mob of level 47 is going to be 55%. That prediction does not give you any sort of guarantee against any kind of monster that is above average. It's basically like you will at max resist this much money, this much damage against mobs that are scary. Mobs that are not scary, you don't care about, so just ignore this number. But when it matters to it, this is the most amount of your damage you are going to reduce. I guess they wanted to put something in there. So correlating it with the average damage of the average mob of your level is an okay-ish thing to go with, but it's easy to just mistake that and just make false assumptions. On the other hand, no, I do have to say that I prefer a rough estimate, knowing that there's like a bunch of asterisks behind it with all kinds of caveats that apply, over just not getting any indication at all. Now that's a skill like Summon Raging Spirits. I believe it still doesn't have any damage indication. So no, it's like, use it, or not. It might do damage, or not. Because there's just so many different factors. Most of all, which is there in case of minions, of course, is just minion speed, to see if they can actually approach the mobs. And after that, of course, you got attack speed and remaining lifetime, and that kind of determines just how much damage mobs can apply. Totem over there's a pillar in the way, so you can't put a totem on the other side of the pillar because you don't have line of sight. And this one was too far away to cast something next to. I believe there's a yellow here. Yeah, there's a yellow here. Right, push. Yo, burn. Yellow. Burn really, really hard. And we have some essence mobs. Thundering Archmage, Wailing Essence of Fear. And a Charging Corsair. Yes, of course. Thank you. You. And we just burned them because they are rather brittle. So I think now that we are, what is it, a week and a half into the Essence League, we've all gotten used to the essences. At least I have. They are not a normal part of the playthrough now. And this might be an upgrade. Good. Oh, they're becoming normal. Just a useful tool to use. I think it's a good thing. They're no longer like, ooh, shiny, but it's still it's a nice find. And no, the fact that you are essentially getting just Orbs of Alchemy every level with one guaranteed mod, so basically they're Orbs of Alchemy with a guaranteed upside. No, still makes it pretty darn useful. I have to admit I don't use them as often, but that's because I have managed to roll a pretty decent set of gear. And I don't spend a lot of time farming for base items that I could or should roll. Also, I've been rather unlucky in finding the Essences of Greed, which are pretty darn useful if you want to roll a lot of life. Or the more specific resistance rolls. I just keep finding all kinds of stuff that is less relevant for the build. No, that have more to do with dealing damage or minions or whatever. For this build, they really don't matter. But now that this is a rather particular build, no, not most builds, they don't really care, because doing more damage is a good thing for most builds. So yeah, that's I guess just my luck that I roll a totem build when crafting essences that have a good modifiers for more aggressive self-casting builds, where no, those are more accessible. But in the end, it will work itself out. And of course, you can always just roll the mods that are less useful, but still roll them. So for example, now rolling Energy Shield on a ring or something, no, you still get a rare out of it. Even though you get Energy Shield, which might not be overly useful, because I'm not personally boosting Energy Shield. But having Energy Shield is better than not having Energy Shield. Or you could compare it like if you have a 6 mod rare that includes Energy Shield. Or basically a 5 mod with one that you can mod on top to make it mastercrafted into 6. Now if you instead had a 4 mod one that you could mastercraft into a 5, essentially that's the same, because no, you can't mastercraft more mods. So then you just get it for free. So yeah, no, there's a lot of caveats if you approach it that way, but if you just keep a reasonably good perspective on it, then it's okay. But now the boss fight, the Vaal Oversoul. Remember that on normal he was pretty darn doable. Let's see if that's any different now. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't do double Vaal Righteous Fire. Well, Righteous Fire, not Vaal Righteous Fire. No, just double Righteous Fire, because the damage doesn't stack of 2 Righteous Fire totems. 1 is all that's gonna apply, so that's better to have the Shockwave next to it for another 800 DPS. On top of however much this one currently does. Either way, we have defeated the Vaal Oversoul.
I give this warrior of Kitava to you, Tukohama, my father of war.
Tukohama!
It is good to feel your warmth again, Ramakor, father of light.
Yes. And we are here. So we have a damsel in distress that must be saved, and some laggards that need killing. And then our journey, for now, is at an end. Next episode, of course, there will be a tale of crematoriums and trials, and maybe some sewers. So, this works pretty well. They want to approach, they die. Push. Okay. Crystal Scepter is 30% and it actually has 3 sockets already. Well, it might be useful. Might be useful. Yeah. Time to move on. Some doggies. Ooh, scraps. I got it feels like I'm not finding all that many of those scrap things, so I'm actually still really happy with every little bit of scrap I find. Just wondering if I'm just using more of them, or using them less efficiently, or well, if I'm really just unlucky with the drops this time around. Either way, it makes you appreciate them, which is always good. A fisher dude, never noticed him. Then again, I'm pretty good at just being completely oblivious to things and details, and then just after going for something for like every day for a year, and then suddenly noticing like, hey, there's a fisherman here on the wharf. I never knew. And well, I think that's gonna be it. Hey, hello vegan. Anything good we can get from him? So Spectral Throw, Cyclone, Lacerate. That's okay. So these masters, if you are playing, every character only has access to a limited subset of gems. So for example, the Marauder is the incarnation of strength. So he can buy just about all the red gems from defenders. Green and blue gems, however, are more difficult to acquire. So especially if you're playing solo self-found and you don't trade for things, and you have gotten into the habit of just making multiple characters and things like that in order to switch out your gems. The masters are a very good source of gems as well. Especially if you have daily masters, just make a habit of just buying all the gems that they offer, or at least the ones that seem interesting to you, and put them away in your stash. And then the next time they level up or you do a daily mission for them, they will refresh what they have to offer you. And that way over time you will build up a nice collection of gems. So that if you decide like you want to make a certain build, you might already have the gems for that. On top of that, sometimes their gems actually roll with quality, which you can't buy anywhere except by finding it or trading for it. So that is a useful thing that if you hadn't considered it, it might actually be useful. Speaking of, how's Furichi doing? I already got all his gems. So, and with that, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.